last concept we discussed in our yesterday's class? The last concept? The concept which we discussed in yesterday's class. So, did we discuss about the delete cookies command? Oh. Context menu, I guess we are done with the context menu, right? Assert, verify, yes. We are done with the assert, verify and wait for commands. Then next one we need to start. Fine. So, what is the next concept then? We have. Did we discuss anything about the various kinds of commands we have in IDE? The various kinds of commands that we have in Selenium IDE? Okay, fine. So the next concept is various kinds of commands we have in IDE. See, IDE is having around 100 plus commands. But in the real time, we are not at all using these 100 plus commands. Roughly, we are using around 8 to 10 commands. That's it. If we know about these 8 to 10 commands, then we can simply work on our application in IDE. The commands, whatever we are going to discuss in IDE will be same in RC2. Okay. Whatever the commands we are discussing in IDE, these commands would be one and the same in RC2. That's fine. So the point over here is the first command is a open. See here, one major advantage of this Selenium IDE is basically the commands are, by looking into the command itself, we can understand what exactly the purpose is. Okay, by looking into the command itself, we can simply understand what exactly the purpose is. So if you go for an open command, the name itself will tell you, it will open an application in the browser. Okay, it will open an application in a browser. How come this open command is gonna work? Okay, how come this open command is going to work? Generally, open is going to work as a base URL plus absolute URL. Okay, open command is going to work as a base URL plus absolute URL. So what exactly the meaning is? Let me open my Selenium IDE. On the top of my Selenium IDE, you can find this a base URL. See here, on top of my test script, we can find this a base URL. Okay, we can find this a base URL. So here, this is a base URL part, guys. Okay, this is a base URL part. So from this base URL, what exactly we need to do means we need to pass an application URL. Whatever the application URL you would like to open, specify that app URL. For suppose this is your application URL, copy that, just paste it in the running nodes. Okay, just paste it in the running nodes. So here, if you observe, whatever the content is there after the com, we can call it as an absolute URL. Whatever the content is there before the com, we can call it as a base URL. Up to the com, or else it might be a .NET, or else a .in, .biz, whatever it might be. Till the end, up to here, we can call it as a base URL. The content present after that, we can call it as an absolute URL. See, copy the base URL from the running nodes. Go back to Selenium IDE. In the command, give it as a open. In the base URL, change it to open bing.com. Now, where I can give the absolute URL? The absolute URL needs to be declared in the target of that command. So, copy the absolute URL, go back and paste it out over here. The absolute URL got specified. See, in a new tab, when I run this command, see how can I run a single command means right click, execute this command. So when I run this command, see the bing.com settings page got opened. So the open command is going to work as a base URL and an absolute URL. The base URL we are defining in a globally. The absolute URL we are defining in a command itself under the targets. That's fine. So this is about an open command. Coming to the next command, which is a type, which is used to enter a value to a text field. In order to enter a value to a text field, we are using this type command. For suppose, see here, this is a bing.com application wherein which I would like to enter a value over here into the field. Say this field is having an, can you repeat once again? See the simple points. Open is gonna work as a base URL plus absolute URL. So base URL we need to define on the top of your test script. The absolute URL, whatever the content is there after .com, we can call it as an absolute URL. Copy the absolute URL from your application. In a open, under the target, just paste it. Okay, within the target, paste that. That's it. Nothing more than that. If your application is having absolute URL, we need to place that. If your application is not having an absolute URL, then simply specify a slash over there. Okay, then simply specify a slash over there. That's fine. Done. So this is about the thing. So here, this is about an open. Coming to the type. So this object is having an ID property. Copy that. Specify as ID is equal to, and then the point what I would like to do over here is, okay, as I have a specified an ID property now, what I am gonna do now means I'm just using a type command wherein which I am entering a value as Ramya. Okay, so for this type command in the target, we need to specify where exactly it needs to perform the action. In the value field, we need to enter the value what it needs to enter. So right click on this command, execute this command. See, the corresponding command is executing in a browser. If I change it to Wali, it is executing Wali. It is returning Wali. So the same way, I have a select command. The select command is used to select a value from a drop-down. So right click on a drop-down, inspect element with a Firebird. It is having an ID property. Copy that. Specify the ID property in a target. In the value field, specify which value it needs to select. It needs to select a DANSK. So change it as a DANSK. When I run this command, DANSK got updated. If I change it to English, and when I run this command, English got updated. So whatever the value you have specified, it will select that particular value. And then we have another command which is a check or else a uncheck. Uncheck and as well as a check. So uncheck command is used to perform uncheck operation on a checkbox. See, it is having an ID property. Copy that. Specify ID is equal to this one. Right click, execute this command. This command will perform an uncheck operation on that checkbox. And now I would like to do the check operation. So right click, execute this command. See, the check operation got performed. So the uncheck and as well as the check operations got performed. And now I would like to click on this button. So the action is a click. The corresponding command is also a click. So it is having an ID property. Copy that and paste it as a click. ID is equal to. And again, for click, I am using two commands. ID is equal to. Let's see the difference between these two guys. See, I'm just executing the click command. My command got passed, but my web page is loading in a browser. Okay, my command got passed and my application is loading in a browser. Whereas, go back to that page, use click and wait command. See, My command is still executing. Okay, my command is still executing. Just a second. Let's enter a value as a value. Let's run this one. See, my command is in a yellow color. Once the script execution, once the page got loaded successfully, then only it will stop the command. So the difference between click comma click and wait means click will perform simple click operation. Click and wait is a command which is used to perform click operation, load until the page got loaded. Okay, this is the thing. And even we discussed about a pass command directly. The pass command is strictly used to stop the script for some time. See, we do have a echo command. What is the significance of a echo command? This is a Murthy Kandukuri. Okay, so now execute this command. In the log, if you observe, this message got returned. For suppose this is a vanilla. See, in the log, vanilla got returned. So whatever the message that we have specified, that particular message will be returned to the console. Okay. So guys, just give me a second before moving ahead. I will be on a mute for just 1 minute. Okay. Yeah. Can you all hear me, guys? So this is about an echo command. So open type, click, select echo, pass, and we discussed these commands too. So give me a second. Let me try to have a look into various commands we have. Various. Okay. And while discussing this one, we discussed about a few more commands. The few more commands which we discussed are, see here, store we discussed, assert we discussed, verify we discussed, wait for we discussed, store we discussed. These four commands we have already discussed. See, in Selenium IDE we have a one command which is a refresh command. What is the significance of a refresh means? This will simply reload your web page. Okay, refresh is a simple command which is used to reload your web page. Whereas we are having another command which is a go back, which will navigate us to the previous page. Okay, and one more thing is, whatever the command might be, if we add and wait as a prefix means it will wait until the page got loaded. Okay, it will wait until the page got loaded. Okay, that's the only thing. It will wait until the page got loaded. That's fine. Then up to here, this is the thing. And we do have a few more commands like a get eval, store eval, all those things, which we will be discussing in a further classes directly with an examples. From this list, I need to cover about the close command to you. Okay, I need to explain about the close command and a highlight command too. These are all the only commands left. Close. See here, my application contains two tabs, right? Whenever I am using a close, when I run my script, one tab got a close. If my script is having three tabs or else four tabs, when I execute the close command, one tab after another tab, it is a closing. So close is a command which is used to close the browser instance. Highlight is a command which is similar to that of a find button. Okay. Highlight is a command which is similar to that of a find button. See here, right click, inspect element. This object is having an ID property. Copy that. So here, whenever we clicked on a find, corresponding object is highlighting, right? The same way, whenever we clicked on this highlight command, the corresponding object is highlighted. Okay. And one more thing is, if assume that for close command, I am giving an example, guys. If Firefox browsers got opened, on which browser we are working, that browser will be closed. Okay, it won't close all the browser instance. Whatever the browser instance in which the cursor is we are working on, it will close that particular instance. Okay, it will close that particular instance. That's fine. Done up to here. Okay. Am I clear for you all? Okay, fine. That's fine. That's fine. So this is all about the various kinds of commands we have. Can you say about a click and wait again? Fine. See, the simple difference between a click, comma, click and wait. See, click command, simple click operation. Click and wait, click plus wait for page to load. That's it. Click for wait for page to load. That's the difference. It means after performing the click operation, the execution won't be stopped. It will wait until the page got loaded. Okay, it will wait until the page got loaded. That's the only thing. Okay, it will wait until the page got loaded. That's the difference between click and the click and wait value. Okay, and whenever we are adding a end wait means it will wait until the page got loaded. That's what the significance of that command is. Okay, that's what the significance of that command is. Fine, done up to here. Once we are done with these commands, the next one is record a script which will log in into the application. Okay, I would like to record a test script which will log in into the application. So create a new script. The application is a Salesforce application. So keep your ID in a recording mode. Go back to your browser, enter the user ID, enter the password, click on a login button. Go back to your test scripts. I want to enter the user ID, password, and then I want to click on a login button. So only three commands. One will enter the user ID, one will enter the password, one will click on a login button. Save this script with the name as a Valli3. Log out from the app in the browser. Run your test scripts. So what it will happen, our test script will be executed successfully, right? As we are executing that, our test script will be executed successfully. Now, log out from the app, change your script with the invalid credentials. Okay, I just changed my script with the invalid credentials, and let's read on the program. See, whenever I am re-executing my program, my application is throwing an error message. Okay, my application is throwing an error message, whereas my application is throwing an error message, whereas my script is displaying as a success. Okay, whereas my application is displaying an error message and my script is displaying as a success. That's fine. So it means there exists some difference. Okay, there exists some miscommunication between a browser and as well as your application. Okay, there exists some miscommunication between the browser and as well as the application. Hello, can you all hear me? I'm back. Yeah, I have some network issues. Okay, so I'm back. So the point over here is basically, okay, so we are just discussing about something. Let's go back and let's discuss this point. So the one what we are discussing is about, see, where exactly the error message. See, the application itself is throwing an error message that your user ID or password is having an incorrect. That's the reason it is not logging in. But my test script is displaying as a success. So it means there is a no proper communication between a browser and a script, hence it is returning an improper result. So my intention is, if my application got failed, means my script should display as a failure itself. Okay, my script should display as a failure itself. That's fine. So let's see how come this is gonna work means. Okay, so by default, if you have a look into your Selenium script, we asked you to enter the user ID, to enter the password, to click on a login button. Yes. So as the IDE performed these actions from its end, it is displaying as a success. But as the application point of view, it's not a correct. So if the application got a fail, means my script should display as a failure. How can he establish a proper communication between a browser and a script means simply by adding verification points to our scripts. I hope we discussed it, right? The context menu. Context menu we discussed it, right, guys? Assert, verify. Okay, fine. So we discussed this scenario. Sorry, I'm just explaining a wrong scenario. See, on the top of my test script, add a command which is a open command, guys. Okay, add a open command, change the base URL to Salesforce URL. See, prior that, let me show you a small scenario here. First of all, to show that, let me log in into my Gmail application. Okay, let me log in into my Gmail application. So I just logged into that. So just a second. Okay, that's fine. See, hope you all can see my screen now. I just logged into my Gmail application. So in a new tab, when I try to open the Gmail application, will it ask me the credentials or it will directly log into an inbox page? I have already logged into my application in one tab, and in a new tab, when I try to access that application, usually it won't ask the credentials, right? As the credentials information was already stored in a browser cookies, hence it will directly get the information from the browser itself. Okay, as the user ID password info was stored in browser cookies, it will bring. It won't ask us the credentials. So here, the Salesforce app, change it to a valid password, run the script once. Oh, the URL no longer exists. Just a second. Seems like some issue over here. URL no longer exists. Now let me run this script once. See, we logged into the app, right? So now the second time when I run the same script, see here, ah, that's the main point. See, the URL whatever we have appointed is the wrong one. See here, I logged into the app. Now change this URL once. So I'm having some issues with this app. That's the reason it's not working. So let me run this script. See here, whenever you try to access this application, see, it is throwing an error message stating that the URL you are trying to access is a no longer, but it is displaying an inbox page. As we have already logged into the app, it is displaying as an inbox page every time to me. Okay, as we have already logged into the app, every time it is displaying an inbox page to me. Whereas after opening the application, my script is looking for, okay, after opening the application, my script is looking for a username field and a password field. See here, I just opened this one. Okay, I just opened this one. Okay, so let me log out from this app and come back to the scenario from first. See, I'm just executing my only 3 scripts. It entered the credentials. It logged into the app. Now, run the same script. When I run the same script, when I try to open the app, the application inbox page directly will display. Okay, the application inbox page directly will display, whereas my script is looking for a username field and a password field. Hence, my script got a fail. So it means due to cookies, we are having some issues. Okay, due to some cookies, we are having some issues with the login. That's fine. Done. So how to handle this one? In order to handle this one, there are 2 different ways, guys. The first way is delete browser cookies, and the second way is implement if condition. Okay, implement if conditions. So these are the 2 different options of which we have, guys. Okay, these are the 2 different options of which we have. That's fine. So let's see how come this is gonna work. Okay, So the delete all cookies, the only thing what we need to do means on the top of your test script, insert a new command, add it as a delete all of visible cookies. Okay, add this command as a delete all of visible cookies. Run this command. Whenever we are executing the command, as it is deleting the cookies, always it will take to a login page. Always it will take to a login page itself. Fine. Am I clear for you all till now? How to implement this delete all visible cookies? Fine. Is this point clear for you all guys? How to implement this delete all visible cookies concept? So delete all visible cookies. Nomni, Rachana, Raylan, Soumya, Valli. Yes, we just have to add only one command. Nothing more than that. See, the only command whatever I have added to my test script is delete all visible cookies command. Without this command, my test script is getting failed. So the only command I have added is a delete all visible cookies. So what this command will do means it will delete all the browser cookies. Okay, it will delete all the browser cookies. So the scenario is without this delete cookies command, as we have already logged into the application, when we run the scripts, it won't ask credentials again and again. Okay, it won't ask credentials again and again. Okay. So the point over here is as it is not asking the credentials and my script is looking for credentials, there exists some mismatch and hence it got a fail. Okay, that's fine. So to overcome this one, we are adding two commands. One is a delete all of visible cookies command is the first option, and the second option is implement a if condition. Okay, that's fine. There is there is a bit non-synchronization issue between audio and video for me. That's why we are just taking a little bit time to understand. Yeah, as I told you that I have some network issue, so I'm just using a wireless device. So probably you will face the issue. Okay, you will face the issue. Okay. That's fine, guys. So this is the thing. And do we have to add the command only in case if the app is not opening a duplicate window or the login window itself? See, we need to add the login script itself. The reason is, for suppose, if we add this command in all the scripts means, okay, if we add the command in all the scripts means, then it will be failure. It will lead to a failure. So we need to add this command only on a login window itself. Okay, that's fine. See, the simple thing is, if I add this script in a create window screen, create window test script, what it will happen means, first it will log out from the app and then it will try to create a user. As it was already logged out, how come it will create a user? So this kind of a scenario will be implemented only on a login scenarios. The another way is an implementation of a if condition. As I told you that by default with Selenium IDE, we can't implement if conditions. So generally, you know that your machine is having a free space of 2 GB, and when I try to save the information of a 5 GB, it's not a possible. Hence, we are using an external hard disk and we are storing the information. Okay, hence we are using external hard disk and we are storing that particular information. The same way here also. Okay, the same way here also. What we are doing means, as Selenium IDE doesn't support if conditions, so we are writing a JavaScript code. We need to write a JavaScript code for all the limitations, and then we need to add that file to IDE so that IDE will overcome those limitations. But now we no need to create that JavaScript file. We have already created that file and we named that file as a user extensions. Okay, we named that file as an user extensions. Okay, that's fine. So we named that file as a user extensions. The only thing is I will share that file to you people. Simply add that file. How to add that file? Open your Selenium IDE, go to options, and see here below the timed out value you can find a Selenium core extensions, browse and a reload. Click on a browse, upload the file, and I click on a open. See a simple file how I am uploading. See, I just uploaded this file and click on a open. Automatically this file will be uploaded. Before uploading that, go to the command and type it as a go to, or else go to the command and type as a go. You can find go back and wait. Only two commands will display for you. Whenever we have added the user extension file, these many commands, go to if, go to and wait, go to unless and wait, go to label, these many commands it is getting displayed for us. Okay, these many commands it is getting displayed for us. Am I clear for you all till now what I am trying to say? That's fine. So Soumya, Naomi, Rachana, Vali. Am I clear for you all till now? Cool. So the next point is, how can we implement if conditions now? See, we'll tell you how this is a go-to command will work properly in this class itself. Okay, we will be seeing how this go to if all these commands will work. We are going to discuss them. The only thing right now what you need to know means, without this file it's not possible for us to write a go to commands. With this file, once we added that file to our IDE, we can implement these go to if commands in our test script. That's the only thing. We can implement the go to if commands in our test script. That's the only thing. Okay, fine. So I would like to implement a if condition in my login scenario. How can I implement if condition in my login scenario? As I need to implement, the first command I need to do is a opening of an application. Until and unless I open the application, it's not possible for me to decide whether we logged into the app or not. Once we open the application, if logout displayed, so soon after opening the application, if the logout link got displayed means already logged in. So using a echo command, print already logged in message. Skip entering the user ID password, clicking on a login button. If this condition got a fail, enter the user ID, enter the password, click on a login button, print a success message to the console. Basically, these are all the steps which I need to implement in my Selenium IDE, guys. Okay, basically these are all the steps which I need to implement in my Selenium IDE. Okay, that's fine. Once we are done up to here, the next point, what exactly we need to do? Okay, that's fine. So we are done up to here. So the next point, what exactly I need to do means, okay, once we are done up to here, the next point, what exactly I need to do? Okay, which is we done with this one. So how this go to if will work? How the syntax of go to if will work? So in the command we will specify as a go to if. In the target, okay, in the target we will specify the condition. In the target we will specify the condition. If this a condition value is true, okay, If this condition value is true, then only whenever the condition value is true, then only it will go to done, or else then only it will skip execution to a line. Generally, my Selenium IDE execution is a sequential execution. It doesn't recognize the commands with its line numbers. It doesn't recognize the commands with its line numbers. So usually how we need to do that? See guys, assume that we are going for a new place where in which we book for a cab online. So soon after we reach an airport, we usually search for a cab driver who is holding our name as a label, and we will approach that person. As you don't know that person and even he don't knows you, so what he will do means that he will carry a label with our name, so that soon after reaching the airport we will search for a person who is holding our label, right? So label is a text of which we are identifying. The same way, the label concept we are using in IDE. So here we will define a name over here, and we will define a label command with that name only. So that what it will happen means it will search for a label with this name, and it will skip the execution to that label. Okay, it will search for a person. See, soon after I reach in my airport, assume that there are 10 persons holding different labels. First I will approach for first person. If he is holding my name, I will go with him. I will go with all, I will check with all the persons till I found my name as a label for all the 10 persons. The same way, wherever we defined a name here, it will search for a label with that name, and it will skip the execution to that command after this command, guys. Am I clear for you all with this label concept, guys? Am I clear for everybody with these label concepts? Fine. So let's see the actual implementation then. And one more thing is, Selenium IDE execution is a sequential execution. So one command after another command it will execute. Okay, if at all you don't want to execute certain commands, means you need to specify a logic, else it will execute a one command after another command. Okay, that's fine. Done up to here. So this is the thing. So once we are done up to here, the next point of what I need to do. Okay, so the next point of what exactly I need to do. Okay, so the next point what exactly I need to do means, go back to your scripts, copy these 4 lines of a code, copy these 4 lines of a code, uh, create a new scripts, paste it out over there. Sorry, the copy selection was not happened. Sorry. So let me recopy once again. Copy. I pasted that. So after open, I am adding a if condition. Go to if. Go to if. The condition is Selenium dot is element present. Selenium dot is a element present is a command which is used to check whether a particular object is there or not. If it is there, it is a done. I'm defining my done here. So when this condition is a true, directly it will skip over here and it will print a echo message that already logged in. If this condition got a fail, it will execute these commands and it will print this message, which is a success message. success message to the console. So as of now, we have already logged into the app. When I run my program now in the console, it was supposed to return already logged into the app message. Let's see what exactly it is returning to the console. See here, the username key. The reason why my script got a fail is selenium.isElement present. Which element it needs to verify? I haven't specified that. So right click on a logout inspect element with a Firebug. Get the text from the logout and specify in the if a condition as link is equal to logout, and now run the scripts. So when I execute my test script, as this condition is true, directly it skipped the execution till the last command. It needs to print already logged in message. See here, after this, these commands are not executed. That's the reason they are in simple white color. See, already logged in message to the console. So log out from the app first. Okay, log out from the app first, and let's rerun this program and check it out. This time it needs to return only a success message alone. Let me run these scripts. But if you clearly observe, as of now, my test script is returning a success message and as well as a already message to the log2. Okay, this time it will return a success message and even an already message to the console. The reason is basically, as I told you, that Selenium IDE execution is a sequential execution. It will execute one command after another. But my intention is, whenever it is entering the credentials, it was not supposed to enter these commands. Hence, I am defining a go to finish. I am defining a label finish here. So after this command, it will switch to finish. Let me log out the once and check it out. See, as of now, without this finish in the log, it returned success message and as well as a already message to the console. When I add a go to command at last to my test script, right now it will display only the success message. Let's see that. Am I clear for you all now? See, this time this will print only the success message. See here, only the success message got printed after clicking on a login button. So that's the logic. Am I clear for you all? Done. Done, guys. Am I clear for you all? Durga, Divya, Sirish, Wali, Rachana. Am I clear for you all? It's not clear. So, could you please tell me where exactly you didn't understand this concept? The screen struck. Maybe I have to do it myself, then it will be clear. Fine, we'll do one thing. Seems like as you are having some network issues, right? So what I will do means, I will share this test script to you right away. Okay, from your end, practice these test scripts and try to debug that so that you can understand whether it is working or not. Yes, if you can practice that, that would be more easy for you. Okay, that's fine. Fine. So let's do this stuff. So I'm gonna share you these scripts. Just have a look into that and practice this stuff. Okay, guys. Fine then. So that's all I have. Okay. Thank you very much. And okay, so that's all I have. Thank you guys. Thank you very much. Be prepared with this stuff. I'm just sharing in an email just to prepare this stuff. Okay, test scripts. See, I'm not sharing the running notes. The reason is we have already covered the test scripts. Okay, so I'm not sharing the running notes again and again. I have already shared you the running notes. Okay, Wally 1, 2, 3. Fine. Please find the attachments. And that's fine. The next class is again on your Monday evening, my Tuesday morning. Okay. Okay. So that's fine. Done up to here, guys. Catch you again in the next class.
Hello.
Yeah, Divya.
Like when is my backup session?
Divya, can you please stay online right now? Can you please stay online?
Yeah, okay.
Fine. So, guys, you all can leave for the day. Okay, you all can leave for the day.